Hello again, everyone. This is essentially part 2 of my swatchings for items that I got in the Ken Bromley Art Supply Black Friday sale. And quite a deal, quite a lot of deals to be found in that sale. So today I am just going to be swatching the oil pastel sets that I got from Sennelier on this Daler Rowney mixed media pad. The mixed media pad came with this Lyra graphite pencil. I'm pretty sure this is it's an HB, just regular pencil. You know, maybe I'll label my my oil pastels with this, but there's really nothing all that special about it other than it came as a little package deal with this mixed media paper. I've never tried Daler Rowney paper before, not any kind, so this will be interesting to try it out. And I did get a bunch of watercolors as well in this Black Friday sale, so I will put a link below to the video where I swatched those. So let's go ahead and get in here. I'm gonna go ahead and open this mixed media pad here. I'm gonna get these out of the way so that you're not getting that glare there. So I probably won't leave these boxes in the frame the whole time. I'll just leave this paper in the frame. So what I have though is the landscape set for these oil pastels and the portrait set. So both of these had been on my wish list for a very long time. I tend to use oil pastels pretty sparingly and as a last layer in mixed media because you can't normally put acrylic or watercolor over oil pastels. But these really are the best oil pastels that I have tried. And I was really stoked to be able to get these things that were on my wish list for a really great deal. They were essentially, I think they were 25 pounds each. So with the exchange rate for US dollars, I mean, that's probably 30 some dollars per set. But normally they retail for, you know, 80 some dollars, and then you can sometimes find them on sale for less than 50, but this was certainly a really great deal. Okay, got a few little marks on this paper. This paper sort of has the texture of a cold press paper. Cold press meaning it has a little bit of a texture, cold press watercolor paper. I think lots of water media would work pretty well for this. The reason why I mention the texture is you are going to probably see some of that texture come through with the Sennelier oil pastels. The oil pastels are really creamy and luscious, and if you use a smooth paper, it's not going to pick up any of that texture. So I brought these out. This came with, in each of the sets, there was actually both of these came with both of these sets. So this just sort of goes through the different media that Sennelier has available. They have a lot of different types of media. I haven't tried the raw pigments. I've tried maybe one or two of their soft pastels. I have so many soft pastels from different brands, so I haven't really tried these too much. They're really, really smooth and beautiful. The oil pastels is what you're gonna see today swatched. I have not tried their oil paints, but supposedly they have very nice oil paints. I have tried their oil sticks, and those are quite nice as well. And they're acrylics. I actually do like Sennelier acrylics, not because, not as sort of my basic acrylics that I use. And by basic, I mean like for just basic colors for color mixing. They have a lot of really unique, beautiful, very radiant colors. Their acrylic colors I find to be similar to what you might associate with oil colors, have a very vibrant color to them. And so they're abstract acrylics. This is sort of their student line. I have tried their acrylics in that, yeah, it's okay. And their acrylic inks, I do use acrylic inks a lot. Their watercolors are not my favorite, I have to say. The tube watercolors are honey based, and I usually like to put my watercolor tube paint into pans. It doesn't dry very well. The tubes are much better used straight out of the tube. Their pans are okay, that you can buy just as pans. They're very vibrant color. They're just not my favorite texture wise. And then they also have a student grade, which I've never tried. Egg tempera. My husband has actually used the egg tempera paint and quite likes it. And it actually looks really good in a finished piece. Never tried their gouache. They're shellac-based inks. I love their shellac-based inks. They're really, really beautiful. They have sort of a glossy finish when they're done. The colors are really, really rich. You could use these in place of acrylic inks. As far as their acrylic inks versus their shellac inks, I think I prefer their shellac inks just because the colors are so much richer. Okay, so I just wanted to go through that little booklet, and then I also wanted to go through, this has information about the oil pastels themselves. I was a little bit surprised at the description. So basically they're saying in 1949, Pablo Picasso and Henri Sennelier, Pablo Picasso asked Henri Sennelier to create a new medium that had qualities of oil paint and soft pastel in an easy to apply stick form. And basically that's what, according to Sennelier, that's how these oil pastels came about. The collaboration between the greatest geniuses of modern art and its master colorist gave birth to Sennelier oil pastels, pure and intense drawing sticks with a completely new form of consistency and smoothness. Only the combination of Picasso's request with the know-how of Henri Sennelier could have created this new medium that enables artists to express their talent so fully. So what is also nice about oil pastels, and then this also has the full color spectrum here, so you can see, is that you can essentially use it like oil paint without having to use nasty solvents, because oil paint you're often using a solvent to wash your brushes or water down, or water down oil down is essentially what you're doing your paints. So it's kind of nice to have the characteristics of oil paint, mostly the color and the luminance, in stick form. So I'm going to start with this pastel, the oil pastel portrait set. Sorry, that's what I'm going to start with. This I don't intend to use as a portrait painting set. I'm just going to show you the white. I'm not actually going to swatch it. It's basically a pure white. So we're going to do everything but the white. And so let's see, what is this? If I can find where they put the colors, I think they're only numbered. So I'm just going to go through. This says it's number 11. And there really is nothing that compares to the texture of these. You can really blend them together really nicely. I actually have not worked extensively with oil pastels since college. I used to work with them a bit in college, and I really, really liked them. Okay, so this is number 16. But it's picking up a little bit of the cold press-like texture on the paper. You can blend these out with a variety of tools. I am actually going to use a little bit of a paper towel to kind of show you. I don't like to use oils with my fingers, so you can see how you can kind of blend it out. You could use a Q-tip. I'm only going to do these on the first couple to show you. The problem with using something like a paper towel is it will rub off some of the pigment. Like I said, I don't really like using my fingers because with oils can help the pigment break the skin barrier. So it can help the chemicals or whatever the toxic things is in the pigment go into your skin. So that's why I don't like to do that. You could use a makeup brush. You could use, like I said, a Q-tip. You could also just blend one on top of another, which is how I've used them in the past. Oh, so that one was number 21, which is sort of like a light yellow. This is number 23, which seems to be a black. But they're so creamy and they're so pigmented. And oil pastels tend to be opaque, so you're going to have that opacity. And like I said, you're not going to get this sort of mottled look if you do this on a smooth paper. And actually that black seemed a little bit stiffer. This one's much smoother, probably because that has a lot more pigment. This one's number 26, I believe. And part of the reason why I wanted the pastel set for portrait is because you get all these really nice neutral colors that I like to use just, you know, as in abstracts and stuff like that. So, and this one's sort of like a gold ochre. This is number 20. Didn't we just have number 26? No, that was 25. This is 26. And unlike chalk pastels, you're not going to get the dustiness, because these are obviously oil. It's kind of all contained. So this is number 28. It's beautiful red here. Really love this red. And I will put these up closer to the camera so that you can see them a little bit better. I just want to do somewhat smaller swatches so that I can do all of these on one page. Okay, and this looks like a deep gray, which is really, really beautiful. And this is smoother than the black down there, number 33. And then we have a brown, which is number 36. Again, really beautiful brown. Sort of a reddish brown. So you've got a lot of really good choices for skin tones in here if you did want to use this as a portrait set. This is number 37. And I'll put a link to this product. The sale will probably be long gone by the time I post this, but I will put a link so you can see the different colors that are in here. It's number 37. That's sort of like a brown ochre. This one looks like a pink here. This is 202, number 202. Ooh, that's a really good color. Love that. And I mean, you could just go nuts blending all these together. I use these a lot in landscapes, actually, when I was in college, and I really, really liked the fact that you could mix them just by, you know, rubbing one into the other, and it's really quite nice. Okay, so this one is 82. It's oh, this is beautiful, beautiful brown, sort of a reddish dark brown. That is lovely. So one of the things that I feel like you get with an oil-based pigment of some kind is that you get this really rich color, and you don't always get that with other media. This is kind of a nice lavender color. It's 209. Really, really beautiful, and it's such a joy on the paper. It really is. Okay, so this is 220. Another red here, or a variant. It's a little more deep than this one here. Okay, and then I have 223. This looks like sort of a lavendery blue, I would say. And actually, let me try turning on the light here and see, because these are not water media. Oh yeah, you probably can actually see a little bit better. You're not going to get the reflection that you normally get with a water media. Yeah, that's probably a better representation there. I'll turn, oh, if I remember, this is sort of like a silvery gray blue here. If I remember, I'll turn off the light again at the end so you can see what it looks like in natural light and with this light. So this is number 226, really beautiful light blue. So even though this is a portrait set, you're getting a pretty good representation of colors here. This is 227. Oh, and you could use baby oil to blend these out too, if you wanted to use some sort of what would be like something that would smooth them out a little bit more. And again, because this is a having a hard time forming my words today, because this is sort of a textured paper, you're getting that little bit of a mottled look, but you would get oh, that's a beautiful color, this light blue, almost teal. This is 229. You would get a much smoother look, and I probably would do them on a smooth paper, use them on a smooth paper as opposed to a texture paper like this. So this is number 230, another beautiful pink here. Next to what I think is my favorite color so far is this really beautiful brown red. And another light color to 233. This one's a little bit more on the cooler side, I would say. And then we have this, which is 236. Oh, that's a very bright, vibrant pink. And because I only have 2 left, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them down here so that I can have this space for the next set. So this is 238. I'll make it just a little bit of a longer one. Another really nice neutral. And then this last one, which looks really pretty in the stick, 240. Oh yeah, that's like sort of a dusty pink color. Love it. All right, so that's a really nice selection there. Now I'm going to move on to the landscape set. I will put all of these towards the camera at the end because I don't want to spend too much time in the transition. Okay, and as you can see, there's going to be a lot more greens in here for the landscape set. I didn't look to see if there was any duplication. There's obviously duplication in the white, so I'm not going to swatch the white, but here we have a beautiful neutral green. So I'm going to make sure I have enough for 3. Oh, that's beautiful. So this is number 16. Sort of like a cedar green. Really, really nice. And then, so we have some pure yellows here, or at least a couple, which we only really had one pure yellow. Here we definitely have, you know, your primaries represented. You have a couple of true reds, you have some blues, but you only have one real yellow. I guess suppose you could use this yellow ochre too, but this one is number 20. That's a beautiful yellow. I tend to like a really warm yellow. And this is a really beautiful one. Okay, and this is a really bright, vibrant yellow. This is number 21. Is that the same one? I think that might be the same one that we have over here. Let me see. This one's 21. Let me open this in so I can sort of check the colors here. Yeah, that is the same color. So you have at least one that is duplicated across, or 2. So we had the white and we have this one. And it'd be interesting to see if there's other duplicates. 30, this is number 30. Let's see. No, we have 20. No. No, this one is not in. Oh, wow. Yeah. This one is not in those sets. So I'm actually going to mark this one as being, I'm just going to put a little dot there so that I know that that's duplicated in the other set. And then this one's 32, another dark red. This one looks sort of like a an English red or a Venetian red or an Indian red. Then we have 36, which seems to be sort of a neutral, a little bit on the green side. Really nice. Okay, and then we have 36. I feel like we had 36 before. Let's see. Yeah, 36 is actually in this set as well. I think it's this one. So that's a duplicate. And these things are nice to know as well, just how many you would get that would be the same in the 2 different sets. So this one is 37. Let's see, is 37 in there as well? Yeah, that is also a duplicate because I think that's that one. Okay. But with these neutrals, you know, I am not going to be upset about having more than one because these are small. And, you know, you really are using a lot of it. It's not something that goes a really long way. So it's, in my mind, it's good to have more than one. So this is number 41, which is a really beautiful sort of like Kelly green color. These do come in larger sizes if you get them open stock, by the way. I think they come in 2 larger sizes than this. You can get like a monster size one, and then you can get one that's just a little bigger. This is number 42, lovely light green. And then we have what looks to be sort of like an olive green. This is 86. Oh, that's lovely. And let's see, we have 87, which is in dark green. That's beautiful. I love that. That's almost like a perylene green, I would say. Lots of beautiful greens. This is number 88. Looks like kind of a chromium oxide green. And the textures vary from color to color, but not a super amount. And this is 98, which I'm wondering if it's the black again, because although this looks more like a dark gray. Let's see, do I have this color? No, let's see. No, that is not the same color. So that is clearly a dark gray. That's what it looks like to me here. This blue, number 203, looks like an ultramarine. That's different clearly from what's in the other set. And we have another really beautiful green. This one's 204. Oh, that's like a green gold. That's lovely. I love that. And one thing that's nice too is if you have these sets and then you find there are certain colors that are really, really colors that you would use a lot, you can get them open stock. So this one is 209, which is a really beautiful or mauve-y purple. I love that. Is that the same as this? Let's see. 209, 209. That is also another duplicate, but again, like the colors that are duplicated are ones that I don't mind because I really like them. Okay, this is 212. And again, I feel like, no, I don't think this one is duplicated. It's a little darker than that one. And then we have another really beautiful dark green, 213. Really, really nice. And then here we have 226. Which again, I wonder, is that a duplicate of this? 226. Yep. So that is the same as that. So we've got another duplicate here. Oh, and I can already tell you I'm going to love this color. It's like a really deep blue. 235. Yeah. This is like, it's almost like a Payne's gray, maybe blue-green, teal kind of color. Love it. This is like one of my favorite colors ever. Here's a neutral color, 240. 240. That looks like it might be a duplicate too. Let me see. Nope. 236, 240. It is the same as this one. So let's mark that too. And then one last neutral, 242. pretty sure that is not duplicated over there. All right. So as you can see, I got a little bit of color on my hand. I'm definitely going to wash my hands after this session. You never really know. I'm going to just wipe in the meantime. Well, that came off pretty well with wiping. But you never really know like which pigments. You could look up all the pigments, but generally I like to be safer rather than sorry. I mean, you may not notice anything if pigment absorbs into your hands. You may not get sick right away or something, but being exposed to something for a long period of time can definitely have an effect. So, you know, Google it. There are plenty of artists who didn't think their materials that they were dealing with were toxic, or they didn't really think it would make a difference, and then have gotten sick over the long term. So safety first. All right. So let's see, how many duplicates do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus the white. So 7 that are the same in both sets. But other than this yellow, which I'm not a huge fan of this yellow, having these neutrals as duplicates, I don't think is a bad thing. I will use them for sure. All right, so here we have really nice sort of neutral. This one is definitely, like I said, one of my favorites. It's got that really beautiful red undertone there. But yeah, all the neutrals. And then with the landscape set, beautiful greens. I think of the two, I probably would get, if I was just going to get one of these, I probably would just get the landscape set just because of what I do. Because you are getting some of the same neutrals here. You're not getting sort of the really nice lighter neutrals and this beautiful dark red, which, you know, I really love that. I'm going to be able to use that a lot. But I think that this one would probably be more useful for what I do, because I do a lot more landscapes than I do anything else. So let's see. Oh, I didn't really give you the close-up on those. And like I said, the only reason, I think this one's one of my favorites too, the only reason why you're getting that sort of mottled texture. All right, and I'm gonna do this once, guys. I'm gonna go in here with my finger and show you how you can blend there. I'm gonna immediately wipe my finger off. So that you could do with a Q-tip, or you could do with a makeup brush or something like that to get that really nice blending. All right, oh, and I did say I was gonna turn off the artificial light to see. I think they probably look better just in natural light, but you know, personal preference kind of a thing. All right. And one of the things that I do, I mean, you may not, obviously this deal is going to be done by the time you see this swatching, but what I often do is I will go on Amazon. I will put things like this in my palette, in my wish lists. And so I have like a wish list for art supplies, for example, and then I will just monitor it every so often. And sometimes you will get really great deals. I got a really, really great deal just by putting something in my wish list and then monitoring it. The Holbein paints, actually, that this is the watercolor case that I used in the swatching video for the watercolors. And the lid and these little mixing trays come with this, and then it came full of Holbein watercolor. I got that for like $20, which is crazy. I don't know how often that's going to be happening now with sort of supply chain issues and stuff, but if you want to get a deal on these, I will put a link to the Amazon listings for these. Just know that it's going to be more expensive probably when you're seeing it than it was at the Ken Bromley store. But of course I did pay for shipping and the exchange rate with with pounds to dollars. But in the United States, we don't pay an import fee of any kind. At least I never have. Probably because you have to order a certain amount, like might be like over $400, maybe even more than that, because I never order that much at a time. But we don't have to pay import fees. So basically, it's just the price with the exchange rate and then shipping. Ken Bromley doesn't seem to have, depending on, whatever special they have going on, doesn't seem to have as good as shipping deals to me as Jackson's Art Supply, which is why I don't order from them as often as Jackson's. But they're still a great shop. They have a great selection. Like I said, I'll put a link down below to the prior swatching video I did of the watercolors I got on the Black Friday sale. That includes their own branded watercolor as well. Well, I think that's all I had for you today. Feel free to subscribe to keep track of future videos on my channel. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. And I hope to see you next time. But in the meantime, have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye.